People say, oh, my company's like my baby. And I do think in some ways that that's an exercise of parenting, in the sense that parenting can make us better human beings, of business can make us better human beings. You mentioned Jung before. A lot of psychotherapists, as I was talking this, that you can only get as far as your psychotherapist. Does that apply to companies, that you can only get as far as the company or the company's leader? Are there patterns, if you're locating patterns in a leader, how does that apply to your work and how you work with leaders, so that do their companies get stuck where they get stuck?
It's a great question. I would say that very similar to, the systems, like your company's always just going to go up. What is that quote? It's apologies, Simon Sinek, who says, your company goes up to the great level of its...
Oh, no.
Thank you.
That's atomic. No,
we share brains sometimes.
That's Atomic Habits. Yeah.
Oh, Atomic Habits.
You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems.
Right. And if we
Yeah.
And so if we recognize that a person, if they've created a system that allows everyone's optimal kind of coherence within the company to come forward, and everyone can kind of create a shared vision and enact that shared vision and actually then you're not limited by one person and one person's leadership. But what we recognize is that leadership is absolutely crucial to be able to create an environment that can support that.
Yeah, it's the light being in the bottle. I mean, to me, the culture is the secret weapon in any organization.
Yeah.
Coming out of COVID, the companies that had healthy cultures thrived. The ones that were toxic went away. Not that some didn't survive their toxic, they had enough money in the bank, they could.
Sure.
But in terms of the well-being for everyone involved, because that was a global phenomenon that everyone realized, oh my God, I could kill someone if I don't behave in a certain way. And whether people agree with what was decided, and that's a different issue. But just the fact that it then occurred, that we all shared.
Sure.
I think we all have kind of amnesia now. It's like, COVID, what was that? Didn't really happen, but it existed. And Kristina's right. The leader clearly has a big impact in the culture, but the individuals in the company are not victims of it. They are participants and can make a big difference. They can challenge leadership if the leader's behaving unconsciously, and they have. It depends on the culture, but nevertheless it can. And the idea of culture with the social fabric of an organization is bound by the mores and the values and principles that the company chooses to believe. I give a metaphor that culture is like we're all standing in a swimming pool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it's all our jobs to keep the water clean. Okay, so there's no peeing section in a swimming pool.
We hope so.
Right.
We hope not.
Because whatever you do in one end ends up everywhere.
Yeah.
That's what culture's like. It
Yep.
permeates everything. You cannot play the games with it. And so if you get a group of people that have enough awareness, enlightened leadership, whatever you want to call it, to say, we're dedicated to something that's greater than us. That's our purpose.
Yeah.
And we can contribute to something that benefits many people, not just the shareholders, but also ourselves, our fellow workers, our employees, et cetera, as I said earlier. That gives meaning in what you do. And so from a business standpoint, if you have a brand with no meaning, you have a commodity. If a brand with meaning, you have something that's really distinct and unique. And that's what we're talking about. So if you can give people purpose in their lives, that Japanese koan that says before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water.
Yeah.
After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. You did the exact same thing. The difference is, what does it mean to you as you're engaged in the process?
Yeah. And oftentimes the leader, we were saying before about how the leader will reflect their own issues, their own limitations, their limiting beliefs. If someone is leading a company, will often find that they are surrounded by their limiting beliefs in the form of people,
Mm-hmm.
right? And as a result of that, the more that a leader does the work on themselves, they can release people around them from having to participate in that drama.